My name is Kristen Brown, and I'm a naturopathic doctor. I practice at Crossroads Clinic in Vancouver. I have been practicing just over 20 years, and we have been at Crossroads for almost 17 years now. So this is our home. I see a lot of patients in terms of hormonal health, and definitely there are many patients that come in months later or even like a month later and say, oh my gosh, why didn't I do this years ago? I feel so much better, or I feel back to myself. It may not have necessarily been drastic changes, but just some things that we put in place. I see many women that are in perimenopause and menopause. This is a big category because it can be a significant part of a person's life from their mid to late 30s, even all the way into potentially into their 60s. There's so much potential that hasn't really been necessarily addressed proactively. And so we talk a lot about that. What is normal? We talk through, okay, what are some of the things that could be contributing to how you're feeling? And it's important to talk to people about their stress response. And obviously, some of the foundational things we always talk about. How are you sleeping? What is your diet like in a non-judgmental way? Are you getting any exercise? Are you getting any time outside? All of these things can seem so simple, but they are really fundamental. And so we have the time to talk about those things, it's really, really important. Initial visits are an hour, so really sitting down with people and hearing about their whole history. One of the philosophies is really to treat a person holistically and look at all of the different parts and pieces of what makes them unique, and then be able to talk to them about it and ask them questions. So that's really different for people because often they don't get the time with a lot of healthcare practitioners. So it's nice. It's really, really nice. My family was more so on the holistic side of things in terms of like natural foods and sometimes herbal medicine and things like that, which was always just the way that we did things. Not completely non-conventional necessarily, but just embracing that part. And then it was more so about reading the philosophies. And I thought, isn't this how all medicine should be? Like, this is what it should be. And so I felt very strongly, I was like, okay, that's exactly what I want to do. Sometimes I think it's a lot about they haven't had the time with people. And so nobody has asked them the right questions, or they haven't had the time to pull it all together. And so they fall through the cracks. And so when we are able to hear their whole story, that's when it comes together and it's like, oh yeah, this is clearly what you need to do, or this is the next step we need to take, or things like that. Sometimes it's just that they feel more comfortable after sitting for a while and just chatting, and then something that they may have never been able to even tell a healthcare practitioner, they're able to open up about. So that's also a big difference.